Hello everyone, this is part 29 of What If Naruto Figured It All Out, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Minato was trying to digest that, but when it finally reached his brain properly, the man grinned with joy, with a smile from ear to ear. Yondaime Hokage. I can't believe it. Minato didn't know how to react. Sandaime laughed a little. I also made all those faces when I was nominated Hokage. Sarutobi said. Minato looked to him and screamed of happiness. I'm a Hokage. Minato raised his arm to the air. I'm a Hokage. Yondaime Hokage. Yellow Flash continued celebrating. Well, your coronation ceremony will be within a week. Until then, you can decide if you tell anyone about this or if you keep it for yourself. Sandaime said. Minato continued celebrating. I guess it is useless to continue a conversation with you. Yellow Flash looked to him. I have to communicate our decision to the Fire Lord. You're free to go. Thank you very much. Minato hugged the Hokage, making him blush. I'm so happy. I can notice it, boy. Sarutobi said. Minato made a bow and left. The young man ran home, with a smile on his face while the leaves followed from the trees, as if they were complimenting their new leader. The sun appeared to be shining only for him in that moment. Minato never felt so happy. It was as if the greatest of his wishes was finally fulfilled, and it really was. Minato got upstairs quickly and opened the door. He not even got time to catch his breath. Kushina, are you in home? Oi, Kushina-chan. Minato screamed. It's not Kushina, it's Fuller. Frigg appeared with a broom on her hands and looked to her housemate. Minato smiled to her, much blushed. She smiled back. I guess you received the news you've waited for long. Minato smiled even more, getting closer to her. Welcome back, Yondaime Hokage. Minato stopped right in front of her. Minato couldn't even speak with all the joy in his heart. He grabbed Frigg and rose her up in the air, spinning around. I'm Hokage. Yondaime Hokage. I've made it there. I'm happy for you. Frigg said with her voice trembling a little. Minato looked at her in the eyes. He softly put her back in the ground. Frigg smiled again, closing her eyes. Finally, your greatest dream has become true. Yellow Flash put his hand on her face. Frigg looked to him. Thank you, for not telling me I was going to be Hokage. That made me fight for it with all my strengths and desiring it even more. Minato said. You were the one who asked. Frigg said. The young man held Frigg, pulling her to him. She blushed a lot. Minato-san. Kushina, Minato rubbed his face on hers and closed his eyes. His face slid down tenderly and his lips touched Frigg's. Her face turned red. Minato was trembling a little. The Skald was about to push him aside, but the Hokage grabbed her tightly and kissed her passionately. Frigg's eyes opened wide, making some tears appear in the corners. Minato continued kissing her, the long-hidden desire he had towards his protected woman. Their hearts were beating fast and in unison. Minato continued trembling, maybe for excitement, maybe for all the love he was trying to express or simply because the two stayed like that for a long time. The Hokage kindly removed his lips from Frigg's and opened his eyes. They were also wet and his body continued trembling. It appeared that the desire he had continued to burn him from the inside. Kushina, Minato's face had a red mark of a hand. The water from his eyes turned into tears, falling from his face and disappearing into the ground. Frigg was looking to him, also crying, with an angriness he never saw expressed in those enchanting blue eyes. I hate you. Frigg screamed and ran to her bedroom. Minato looked to both sides, trying to realize what happened, and then his hand fell from his face, followed by the lowering of his head. The blonde spiky hair covered his eyes. The man sadly smiled. You've really done it now, Minato, you spoiled everything. A tear fell from his eyes. Hate me? I guess. Minato rose up his head again. It is better this way, he said with a sadly sigh. The man went to the window and looked to the Hokage's monument. Now, I need to tell Kajuru to come here for the ceremony, and Minato's face became sad again. In the Koryu castle, Kajuru was cleaning one of the chambers, huge as all the others, while Skoggle was looking to her. When will Minato-kun come back? The little dragon asked. Kajuru smiled to her. I guess it will take a while for him to come, but fear not. Kajuru said. He will come to see you. Skoggle lowered its head as if it was about to sleep. I wonder if he will like to see me and my sisters. Skoggle closed its eyes. From what I remember about him, he was such a cute kid, and Skoggle half opened her eyes. His chakra was the same as Goldrake. Kajuru slowly moved her face, looking to the she-dragon. Every time I looked to him, I remembered the night Goldrake surpassed Kurogen and him, becoming the new king of dragons. Goldrake Dono was the one who asked my family to serve his. We never saw his majesty as am. He was always so fond and smiling. Kajuru told. My ancestors always saw him as a wonderful man. Goldrake was the first heir of Kurogen to get influenced from Skuld. Kurogen, for him, was the same as his desire towards Nana. He only took conscious of what he'd done, when Kurogen's bee was already painting the walls of this castle. Skoggle said and then raised its N. There was a frog on the window. A message. Kajuru opened the window and picked up the frog, unraveling the message. She smiled. Skoggle flew to her shoulder. Looks like our prince was appointed to be the next Hokage. Really? Skoggle asked happily, while its tail waved around. He is requesting my presence in Konoha immediately. Kajuru looked to the star-filled sky and smiled. I cannot disobey my master's orders. I must go there. Kajuru said bye to Skoggle and went to the cherry tree garden. She bites her finger and summoned a beautiful unicorn. Well, Hokage-sama waits. Kajuru ride to Konoha, reaching the village half an hour later. The streets were only occupied by the leaves falling from the trees. Her unicorn was about to step forward. Kajuru, a voice called. The woman looked for one of the house's shades and then Phoenix emerged. He didn't appear to be very well, and that was noticed by the woman. She got down from her unicorn and went near him. What happened? You don't seem to be fine. Actually, I never saw you like that. Kajuru said. The sadness on the Uchiha's eyes was so great it quickly turned into tears. Kajuru felt a pinch in her heart. She grabbed her kerchief and cleaned his face. Phoenix put his hand above hers. What's wrong? What could be so great to make the man who people call Phoenix cry? He put his arms around Kajuru and hugged her tightly. Obito, he said. Kajuru's eyes opened wide. Yes, my Obito. What? Kajuru also cried in silence. She leaned her head in Phoenix's shoulder. He leaned his head on hers. It cannot be true. His smile was so full of life, Obito. The woman remembered when he ran to her, hugging her with lots of care. Kajuru held Phoenix tightly. Please, I need you, please, Phoenix said. Kajuru calmly pushed him aside. He continued looking to her. Kajuru, I've always loved you. Sorry, but Minato-sama is waiting for me. Kajuru said and started walking away. You will always choose that Kurogen's bastard over me, won't you? Phoenix asked. Kajuru stopped. You have an independent life, please. Don't ever address to Minato-sama like that again. Kajuru asked and gazed Phoenix in the eyes, showing her tearful eyes and her angriness. I'll kill you if you do so. Kajuru said and continued walking. Phoenix continued looking to her. Marry me? Phoenix asked. Kajuru continued walking. The Uchiha closed his eyes. Kajuru. In Minato's house, Jiraiya was on the living room with the new Hokage. This one had just explained everything regarding what happened between him and Frigg. You really did it great, Minato. Jiraiya sarcastically said, drinking a little bit of sake Minato served him. Yellow Flash continued to be sad about what he had done. Now I'm surprised. I never thought cute Kushina would s you in the face. Jiraiya looked to Minato. You must remember she has a husband and a daughter. Those words felt like daggers in the Hokage's heart. I know, Minato said. I was so happy because I became Hokage, but, Minato remembered. But, Jiraiya-sensei, the Sannin noticed his student's feelings. I love her, I truly do, Kushina, her smile. There was a noise on the door. It opened slowly and Kajuru appeared. Minato smiled. Kajuru, you've seen? Minato noticed the tears on her face. Jiraiya looked at her, while she closed the door slowly and slid down, sitting in the ground. Kajuru started crying silently. Minato looked down. Tears also filled his eyes. Kajuru, Minato went near her and hugged the woman. Sorry, Minato-sama. I didn't want to bother you with my problems. Kajuru cried, without showing her face. Minato also cried. They aren't just your problems. Minato said. Kajuru continued cried. I'm so sorry. If I was there in time, I could have protected him. I promised you that when I became his sensei. Kajuru continued with her face hidden. Frigg entered the room and noticed the two hugging. Jiraiya looked to the moon woman and then back to Minato. I'm so sorry. Minato rubbed his head on Kajuru's. You've always taken care of me. I should have look over him better. I also miss him a lot. Kajuru got up, grabbing Minato's hands, also pulling him up. The woman forced a smile, while looking into Minato's eyes. Thank you, Minato-sama, she said and then made a bow. Congratulations on becoming Yondaime Hokage. Now, if you allow me, I'll retire to my bedroom. Kajuru left quietly. She passed through Frigg, who looked to her worried. Minato cleaned his tears and sat back on the sofa. Frigg went near him. Why was Kajuru-san crying? Frigg asked. She always smiles. Why? You know, Fullerheim, many things happened before you came to Konoha. Jiraiya explained. Frigg looked to him. Was she crying, because of Obito-kun? Frigg asked. Minato looked to her. Because of Phoenix. She may have crossed him on her way here. Minato deduced. I guess there is no problem in telling you. Frigg looked to him, blushing. When I was about 10 years old, Kajuru started dating Phoenix, the Uchiha's clan future leader. At the time they were both 24. Kajuru went to pick me up at the academy, while Phoenix picked Mikoto-chan. Soon they started meeting each other and fell in love. 2 years later, Phoenix passed more time in our house than in his. Minato smiled. I remembered I piqued him and Kajuru and sometimes I even called my friends. You were really mean, Frigg said. Minato smiled to her. We were young teenagers, boys do those kind of things. Minato excused himself and then continued. They were so in love, they completely forgot about the world around them. But, Phoenix's father started to make pressure for him to choose an Uchiha woman to marry him. Frigg remembered that when she came to the Hidden Leaf, Phoenix's wife had just s. None within the Uchiha clan know about his affair with Kajuru. If they knew, they would forbid it. Forbid it? Why? They were two people in love, why would they forbid them? Frigg innocently asked. Because of Kajuru. Jiraiya explained. Frigg looked to him. Kajuru is not a Konoha ninja, plus, she had no family to begin with and she was never well seen at their eyes. But they continued. Minato explained. Every time I came back from my missions, Phoenix was here with Kajuru, and loving her. They were so involved that one day, Phoenix ended up asking her in marriage. But, Phoenix's father found about them and came here. He threatened Kajuru. He said if she didn't stop seeing his son, he would come and kill her. You know Kajuru, she never was the kind of woman who got frightened with something like that. I was there in that moment. Kajuru answered the Uchiha leader with a smile, saying, please, I will not stop seeing Phoenix. I'm happy for you to be worried with your child, but I can assure I would never do anything to hurt him. Although, smiles never work with Uchihas. The man tried to hurt Kajuru, he tried to kill her. Minato appeared to be suffering while remembering that. Frigg noticed and got worried with him. I went to defend her, but I was a mere genin in front of an elite Junin. He kicked me up, throwing me against the wall. Minato-san, Frigg whispered, with tears on her eyes. Jiraiya was also looking to him. I didn't see what happened. My eyes were covered with B. But I remembered hearing Kajuru screaming to him. Asking me to stop seeing your child is one thing, but don't you ever touch my master again. I heard him screaming. When I was able to clean the B from my eyes, Phoenix was already in the room, holding Kajuru, while the Uchiha Lord was on the ground, blind. Blind? Frigg asked. Yes, Kajuru blinded him and then she needed to answer before her action. She said she was protecting me, and the Hokage accepted and let her free. But, things with Phoenix were not the same again. One day, when I came back home, they were arguing and Kajuru broke up. Frigg appeared surprised. Phoenix tried to convince her to marry him, but she denied over and over again. Sad, and also angry, Phoenix married up with a cousin of his. But even in his wedding night, he came here, saying to Kageru she was the only one he wanted to sleep with that night. Did they? Frigg asked, willing to know more. Yes, Minato confirmed. Kageru was never able to forget him. But the worst was yet to come. Kageru started to get sick every morning and fainted all the time. I took her to Tsunade-sama, who confirmed what Kageru didn't want to hear. A tear fell from Minato's eye. She was pregnant. Frigg's eyes opened wide. Pregnant? Frigg asked. Then, Kageru-san has a baby. I mean, a child. But I never saw it. What happened? Minato cleaned his tears. Frigg continued hearing. Kageru went up to the Uchiha's district, to meet Phoenix. He received her and she explained him what was going on. He was overjoyed and sure that now they should stay together, but his father didn't share the same opinion. He heard them speaking and once again asked for Kageru to stop seeing Phoenix and that, when their baby born, the Uchiha clan would come and claim him. Minato explained. Claim? How claim? Kageru was pregnant, how could they claim? Frigg asked. Kageru didn't leave home. I asked her to do so, in order to protect her from the stares of Konoha. I did all the shopping and housework. It was hard to convince Kageru to relax and that I was doing that for her safety. But she never cared about herself, it was always me who she had in mind. Minato said, sadly. She gave birth to a healthy boy. Although, there were Uchihas in the medical corps and they took Kageru's baby. How could they do that? Frigg screamed. Minato's eyes opened wide while looking to her. What do they have on their minds? Taking a child, a baby, out of his mother's hands. That's. Minato looked down. Oh. The Uchiha clan did that and gave the baby to Phoenix. Jiraiya continued. And did he make something? Frigg asked, with tears falling from her yes. No, he took the baby and used genjutsu on his wife, so she could believe the child belonged to her and raised him with all the love he deserved. Jiraiya said. Frigg looked down. After that, Kageru applied to Hokage-sama. But there was nothing he could do. The Uchiha clan had much more possessions than Kageru and they could give the baby a future Kageru could only wish on her dreams. Then, the police. Why didn't she ask the police to help her? Frigg asked, grabbing Jiraiya's clothes. He looked down. The police is controlled by the Uchiha. Minato said in a monocorde way. They laugh on her face. Minato bound his hand. None in Konoha believed that the child was hers. They laugh of her and pointed. Minato's eyes had an anger Frigg never saw. None cared for her. She was in pain, and all she got was, look, there is woman who thought she could give the sea of the trunk on the Uchiha clan. I will not forget, those eyes upon her, a person who had no fault. But, didn't she have anyone to defend her? Frigg asked. Usually, Minato's family was the one who protect the Nakamura family in case someone messed up with them. Jiraiya said. Frigg quickly looked to the Hokage. Minato-san, you were. Frigg put her hands in front of her face. You were a child. None believed in me either. I was just a kid, they only told me to stop putting my nose on adults' business. Minato angrily said. Those Uchiha, Kageru could only saw her son from afar, waiting her smile to be answered. Phoenix-san only had a child, Frigg realized. She looked to Kageru's room door and was about to enter, but Minato grabbed her arm. Speaking with her wouldn't make her feel any better. We're ninjas. Ninjas every day. Minato warned. I know, Frigg looked down. I know I'm good for nothing except for posing for magazines, but, if there is something I can do, even if it is very small, I wanna do it. I wanna feel useful. Minato let her free. She looked to him and smiled, entering in Kageru's room. Why do I have the feeling that both will end up crying? Jiraiya mocked, trying to make Minato feel better. The young man forced a smile. Now you are the Hokage. Now, you have the power to change things. Minato looked to him. Make me proud. I will. A week after, it was the new Hokage's ceremony. Everybody received the news about Minato. His friends were caught by surprise and decided to have a drink with him. Konoha was all adorned to receive its new leader. There was confetti all over the place, falling from the skies. Huge posters with salute, messages to Minato were put in the main buildings. In his modest house, Minato was dressing his shinobi vest, getting ready to be announced as the new leader. Kajuru was there, such as Frigg. They noticed Minato was filled with joy and nervousness. Fear not, Minato-san. Nothing bad is going to happen today. Frigg encouraged him, showing her fist. Minato nervously laughed. Kajuru went near him, giving the man his headband and some candy. Your father, Ryazaki-sama, would have been proud of you. Kajuru said. Minato looked to the headband with the leaf symbol. I'm sure he is, Minato said, putting his headband. Ah, by the way, Kushina. Frigg blushed quickly. Sorry, but you have to see the ceremony from the backline. Backline? Why? Frigg asked. I already took one of my best dresses to wear. I thought. Minato put his hand on her shoulder. Frigg blushed more. You must understand, you are. Minato hesitated. Just my housemaid at Konoha's eyes. As forward, Minato showed her an orange track clothes. I bought you this. It's brand new. I hope you like it. Track clothes? Tears appeared in Frigg's eyes. I never wear that in my entire life. That's so unfeminine. She grabbed Minato's clothes, making him blush until the tips of his hair. Please, let me dress one of my costumes. Please. She was so close to Minato he was about to flip out. Fullerheim. You can look very feminine with track clothes. After all, you're a pro at making people look more feminine. Kajuru said. Frigg cried a little and picked up the clothes. Okay. Frigg went to her bedroom. Minato continued looking to her. Kajuru smiled and closed her eyes. If you keep looking to her like that, you will end up doing more than just looking. Kajuru advised. Minato blushed again. Kajuru laughed quietly. I have to go. Come. Minato said and grabbed Kajuru's hand. Minutes later, they were in the top of the Hokage's building. All the shinobis were wearing the gala costumes. All were waiting for Minato. Jiraiya couldn't fit in him with all the pride he had on his student. Tsunade looked to him and smiled. What's all that? You're crying. Tsunade played. Jiraiya put his hand in front of the eyes. One of the confetti must have entered in my eye, that's all. Jiraiya excused. Men are all the same. There is no confetti here and you weren't crying when you came. Tsunade mocked. Jiraiya blushed a lot. Ah, if you could see your face. Minato appeared and everybody clapped. He blushed and waved. The noise increased. Kajuru went near Jiraiya and Tsunade. She also had tears on her eyes. Sandaime appeared near Minato, along with the feudal lord, who was incredibly well dressed. Minato continued nervous, but stayed still, with a smile on his face. Konoha shinobis from all the ages, my brothers, my family, Sandaime started. Minato took a deep breath. Today, a new flame shall burn and carry our will of fire. Sandaime continued his speech. May seasons come and go. May empires be forged and destroyed. But, our will of fire will remain in the hearts of our heirs and last for eternity. The Hokage is the person who carries out the light of the will and that entrusts it into the hearts of the new shinobis that one day will take our places. This person was, in the past, me, but now, a new log will sustain our lives and keep a safety place for the others that will come. This person, the fourth generation of leaders, is this man. Minato's heart beat even faster. Namikaze Minato, kneel. Sandaime said. Minato did so. Do you swear to look over Konoha as your new family? I swear. Minato affirmed firmly. Do you swear to protect Konoha, even if it cost you your life? Sandaime asked. Yes. Do you swear maintain united the leaves of this tree? Sandaime asked. Yes. Minato answered once again. Do you swear to distinguish between love and duty? Sandaime asked. I do. Minato said. Then, keep our king inside your heart and rise, Yondaime Hokage. Sandaime said with a smile. Minato got up and looked to his people. All bowed down. Tears appear in the young man's eyes. He raised his arm, while everybody continued bowing, everybody. Sandaime came quietly near Minato and whispered. They are all yours, now. Be a good daddy, Yondaime. Thank you, Sandaime. I'll look over them as if they were my children. Minato assured. Yondaime went to compliment everybody in the roof. I feel so happy. Minato thought. My dream, become Hokage. The best of the best. I finally made it until here. Minato continued thanking and smiling. One day, I promised to myself, like when I promised I would be Hokage, I will make these people smile even more. I will make them believe in me, I will make the trust they have put upon me worth. One day, I will be a hero. Just like Sandaime Hokage, and the Diamond Shodai, and even, I hope to make my name known in the entire ninja world, as the names of the heroes who forged our villages, as the names of the ones who forged clans and become a legend, like Uchiha Madara, Hyuga Sasaki, or maybe more, if the gods allow it, maybe becoming a legendary hero, like Rikudo, like Kurogen. Minato stopped in front of Jiraiya. One day, tears fell from Minato's eyes. I will be like them, that's the oath I make to you, Konoha. The few I know about my family, Minato looked to Kageru, who made a bow. Is that one day, a woman named Uzumaki came and asked Shodai to become a member of the Konoha family. That she fought Uchiha Madara to win that place. And that she swore to protect Konoha. I won't disappoint her, nor my father, nor Konoha. Kageru, you no longer need to bow before me. Minato asked. Kageru looked to him. I free your family from its oath. You can go and live your life. Kageru smiled as always. You really look like your father, Minato-sama. Kageru said. Minato looked to her. He asked my family the same thing. The oath was broken long ago, but we, the Nakamura, will continue looking over your family. The gods were the ones who drove us to your family, as forward, we will continue, until the end of all things. Minato blushed, trying not to cry more, but his stock of tears appeared to have no end in that day. The Hokage turned to Jiraiya. You also, never bow before me? Minato asked. Jiraiya smiled. I need to bow before someone. Jiraiya mocked. He bows before every pretty girl who crosses his eyes. Fear not, Yondaime. Tsunade played. Jiraiya blushed. Minato laughed. Jiraiya-sensei, you got dumped every time. Minato remembered. Jiraiya looked aside. Mark my words, Jiraiya said and pulled Tsunade to him. I will marry and have children with a big Bobby's woman. Let me go. Lecher. Tsunade punched him. Minato laughed again, such as Kageru. Oh, Tsunade, you're so mean. Come on, just once. Jiraiya asked. No. It's a, no, she said. He cried. Minato looked to him and to Kageru, hugging them. Both blushed. I would never make it here if it wasn't for you, Jiraiya-sensei, Kageru. Minato confessed. Both were moved into tears. Thank you very much. Minato-sama, Kageru said. You've done it yourself. Crap. Another confetti. Who had this idea? Jiraiya said, cleaning his eyes. Tsunade was happy for him. Jiraiya-sensei. Minato looked to him. You were the closest person to a father I have ever got. You taught me everything I know. I will never be able to repay you that. Jiraiya smiled. When I'll have a child, you will be his godfather. Me. I'm honored. Jiraiya said, very happy. Isn't that a great task for you? Tsunade played. Jiraiya's nostrils shout smoke to Tsunade. And you will be the godmother. Minato said to Kageru. She blushed the most she could. You can say anything, you always were and you always will be, my one and only mother. Kageru started crying. You are the most dedicated person I've ever met. You're docile. You know when to be strict and when to be fond. You're honest. Kageru, please accept it. Minato-sama, she continued crying. Thank you. Minato smiled to her and then continued complimenting everybody around. Congratulations, Yondaime Hokage-sama. Hyuga Hiashi. Minato said. I guess I must thank you too. You also voted for me. Everybody voted on you. Hiashi remembered. Oh, now I remember, you've just got married. Minato said and pointed to the woman next to Hiashi, who blushed a lot and hid behind him. I guess I must congratulate you too. Hiashi made a bow. Minato was about to bow but. Congratulations. Phoenix said, appearing near Minato. I hope you can look over Konoha better than how you looked over your students. Phoenix left. Minato didn't move his eyes. Well, now I understand why Phoenix was put apart as the new Uchiha leader. Hiashi said and then looked to Minato. Will you do something about the Uchiha's power over the police force? Yes, Minato answered. Hiashi continued looking to him. Revenge? Hiashi asked. Because of what they did with your caretaker? No, I'm doing it, so they cannot do that again to somebody else. While I'm Hokage, no person will cry in pain, for not having someone to look over it or because the others don't like it. If it is in Konoha, it belongs to Konoha and must be treated as Konoha. Minato stated. Hiashi smiled. Do as you wish, Hokage-sama. Hiashi said and left. In the streets of the village, Frigg was trying to see what was going on. Oh, I can't see a thing, Frigg was angry. I'm going to kick Minato-san, leaving without waiting for me. I hate him, Frigg looked down. A lot of men who were close to her were peeking at her. Once again, Frigg did as Kageru said. She could really make any clothes become feminine. Oh, I wanna see, Frigg said, but she stopped to think. Why do I want to see it? It will just be Minato wavering around, Daddy did that all the time, Frigg blushed. It's just, she remembered when Minato K her. She bound her hands and tears appeared on her eyes. Stupid Minato. Her fingers touched her lips. She started trembling a little. The woman shakes her head. No, you are the one being stupid, Frigg. You have Dario and Mirai-chan. Yes, I'm going back home. She left. Mommy, that woman was speaking loud to herself. A kid said and pointed to Frigg, who was too far to hear. Then don't speak with her. The mother answered. Yondaime continued the rest of the day meeting people, complimenting everybody and hearing people complaining about something he should change. At 2:30 in the night, the Hokage reached home. He took out his new white jacket with his Hokage name in the back and put it in the sofa. What a long day. Minato sighed. I thought it was never going to end. Minato yawned. He looked to the TV. It was on. Kushina. Minato looked to the sofa and Frigg was sleeping. He smiled. You left yourself sleeping in the sofa again. Minato picked her up. Let's put you in your bed. And then I told her, Jiraiya was speaking to Kageru, while entering in the room. The two looked to Minato with Frigg on his arms. He blushed immediately. Minato-sama. Kageru asked. It is not what you're thinking. Minato was really nervous. She was sleeping in the sofa. She could get a cold, so. That's my student, Jiraiya said with his lungs filled with air. Even after an exhausting day, he still has stamina to get laid. Minato blushed so much he thought he was going to melt. No, it is not. Minato tried to explain, but Frigg moved and hugged him, speaking in her sleep. I love you, she said. Minato started breathing faster and faster. She got closer to Minato, rubbing her body in his. Minato was about to. I guess it is better for me to do that. Jiraiya took Frigg out of Minato's arms. He looked to him. Fear not. I'll just put her in bed. Minato continued looking to her, raising up his hand and caressing her face. Minato-sama. Kageru went near him. He looked to her. She smiled and pointed left. Bathrooms that way. Oh. Minato ran quickly. Jiraiya and Kageru laughed quietly. He really grew up. Jiraiya sighed and then looked to Frigg. I wonder, will he be allowed to love? Minato-sama will have to choose. Or his love or Konoha. Kageru said. I remembered Minato's father, Ryazaki. He was the supreme leader of the Anbu. Sandaime trusted in him more than in everybody else. Pity, it ended up like that. He wanted to have a child. Jiraiya said. Kageru looked down. He saw everybody getting married. He wanted someone to call him Daddy. Poor Ryazaki. When I went to the castle with my comrades and Sarutobi, his body, the castle, it looked like a warscape. Ryazaki-sama was happy for having someone calling him Daddy. I wish Minato-sama could live long enough to hear someone calling him that. Kageru asked. Minato, Frigg whispered. Jiraiya looked to her, such as Kageru. She continued sleep-talking. Why are you crying, Minato? A Hokage doesn't cry. What is she saying? Jiraiya asked. She is having a premonition. Kageru assumed. They continued looking to her. You should put your problems away. Konoha is your family, Minato. You're no longer an individual. You have Konoha on your shoulders. Don't cry. You suck as Hokage. Frigg whispered. Jiraiya and Kageru's eyes opened wide. What? Suck as Hokage? Who could say those things to Minato? Jiraiya was angry. You. Frigg continued. Jiraiya was trying to find out who will say those words. Is that what you think of me? That I suck? I may really do, although, I'll continue to carry Konoha on my shoulders, until the day that I hope you not to forget, I swear to, protect, every leaf, especially, Frigg started speaking quieter. The ones, who, are, yet to be, born, Frigg stayed quiet. Minato-sama, Kageru got worried. So, or Minato will make a wrong move or someone will really hate him. Jiraiya asked. Kageru looked down. I'm sure. Minato will always be a good Hokage. I bet that was an Uchiha speaking. Kageru released a sound. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Well, let's put Haim-sama in bed. Jiraiya left. Kageru stayed in the living room. Minato appeared and looked to her. Is there something wrong? The Hokage asked. Kageru smiled again and made a bow. No. If you excuse me. Kageru went to her bedroom. Minato continued looking to her. The days continued passing over. We were now in the end of March. The gardens were filled with the flowers' soft colors and the chirps of the birds. Minato had left his house, now a huge and new one, after all, now he is a Hokage, and was on his way to his office. The morning sun shined and suddenly Minato noticed something. The Hokage looked aside and saw a couple exchanging caresses and each other. He looked to the other side and there was a very old couple walking together. What is this? Yondaime asked to himself. There was a couple of birds in the electricity cable. A couple of cats on the roof. Oh, please. Minato was about to walk forward, but a couple of kids passed in front of him, holding their hands and sharing a lollipop. Minato's mouth opened wide. What the heck? The Hokage made an angry face and continued his way to the office. The Hokage said good morning to everybody and sat on his chair. In that moment, Shikaku entered and looked to Minato, who was signing the papers with his head on the table, annoyed. Wei, I never saw you with such a bad mood. Shikaku noticed. That doesn't look like the mood of someone who signed yesterday another peace treaty, this time with the sand. Brururu. Minato's words were impossible to understand. Shikaku bowed down, looking closer to the Hokage's face. Can I have the day off? Shikaku asked. Minato moved his eyes, looking to him. For what? Minato asked in an annoyed tone of voice. Yoshino is pregnant. I want to pass the day with her. Shikaku explained. Minato raised his head. Pregnant. Minato took a while to digest. What? Minato pointed to his friend. You're going to have a child. Yes. Shikaku blushed a lot. Minato couldn't believe. My god. Minato looked aside, annoyed. Come on. He thought. How can everybody, and I, go ahead? I give you the day. Thank you, Minato. You're so cool. Shikaku said and left. Minato knocked in the table with his head. Minutes later, there was a knock on the door. Come in. Minato said. Kakashi showed his head. Ah, sensei, do you have some free time? Kakashi asked, a little blushed. Minato smiled. For my students, I always have free time. Minato exclaimed, pointing to himself. Kakashi entered slowly and closed the door, coming near the Hokage. So, do you want to train? I can use my Rasengan against your Chidori, so, we can see which one of us got stronger since last time. Minato said, very enthusiastic. Kakashi blushed a lot. Nay, sensei, I need your help. Kakashi confessed. Minato looked to him and asked him to continue. I'm going on a date with Rin, this afternoon, could you, give me some hints? Kakashi asked. Minato's eyes opened. Even Kakashi. Minato thought. A sensei exists for those things too. Minato said. He spoke with Kakashi for a long time. The boy left before lunch and Minato was alone again. He got up and looked at the village from the window. When will the sun shine for me? Minato asked quietly. Is there any god or goddess for the forbidden love? If there is, I'm sure she is laughing on me, Shizh. Minato sat down again. I cannot think on this stuff. Later, in Yondaime's house, Frigg was cleaning the ground, when she left her broom fall. Tears appeared on her eyes. Kageru-san, she said, while her 5 pupil eyes cried. I need to warn Minato-san. Frigg left home, running to the Hokage's building. On the Koryu castle, Kageru continued cleaning one of the chambers. This time, she was alone. She was singing while cleaning the bed. The woman finished, grabbed her bucket and left. Hello, Kageru, a voice said. Her eyes opened wide and she looked aside. Phoenix smiled to her. It's been a long time. He said. The bucket fell from Kageru's hands, filling the ground with water. What are you doing here? How have you entered? Kageru asked. I always knew how to enter. Phoenix said, getting close. You see, my grandfather, Uchiha Madara, left a letter with the map of castle's entrances. Kageru looked angry to him. Are you going to use those seal tags you have on your hand in me, as you did on my father? Why not? Uchihas are very proud of their eyes, but without them, they are nothing. Kageru said. Phoenix continued looking to her. What? Why aren't you moving? The great Uchiha will let a woman attack first. Marry me? Phoenix asked. Kageru smiled. Sorry, I won't marry an Uchiha. Kageru answered. Looking into them makes me sick. Phoenix closed his eyes. Uchihas are all the same. I was a fool to believe you would be different. I am different, Phoenix stated. I'm better than any one of the others. Kageru continued looking to him. I have a power they could only dream of. More. I will be immortal. I see. Your wish always was and it always will be Minato-sama. You want his bee to bath yourself in it and took out the immortality that blesses the Koryu family. Kageru realized, but she didn't appear to be surprised. Phoenix opened his eyes, showing his Sharingan. Your eyes don't scare me. Phoenix smiled. A third person appeared behind Kageru and was about to ell her with a kunai, but she, without turning back, threw one of her seal tags. The tag got attached to the person's C and the body exploded, filling the corridor with B. Phoenix continued looking into Kageru's eyes and she at his. So, you've not came alone. I have more sealing tags. No, they won't be necessary, Phoenix said. Kageru continued looking to him. Do you know why Madara was able to enter the castle, without firing the alarm? Kageru knit her brows. Because your family was doing the exactly same thing you are doing now. Kageru's eyes opened wide. Suddenly, the colors became more vivid and the world started warping around her. She felt someone holding her. The woman started drooling and just didn't fall on the ground because there was someone embracing her. Phoenix put his hand under her chin, pushing her head up. Kageru could only see his vivid red Sharingan spinning, making her go sick. Sorry, my cherry, but this is necessary. Last time, my grandfather was stopped by yours. Now, I needed to be sure, the same wouldn't happen again. Phoenix picked Kageru, holding her in his arms. Sir, what are your orders? One man said. There were 5 persons along with Phoenix, all from the Uchiha clan. Minato surely will come for Kageru. Fill the castle walls with traps and make sure you give him a warm welcoming. Phoenix said. You want us to K him. Yondaime Hokage. But he is very strong. Another man said. You will simply slow him down and tire him a little bit, the rest leave it to me. Phoenix said and looked to Kageru, caressing her face. She continued drooling and tears were now falling from her eyes. This ends up today. Phoenix turned back into his men. I'll be waiting for Minato in the last floor of the castle. Yes, sir, the Uchihas answered. Phoenix left them and got upstairs. The 10th floor had only a hall and then a big chamber. Phoenix kicked the door and this one opened. Inside, there was a bed, some scrolls written with runes and a sword attached to the wall. The sword had a blue dragon hilt, a big blade and it appeared to be very heavy. Phoenix put Kageru on the bed and looked to the sword. Is this Kurogen's sword? He asked and then looked to Kageru. Yes, she answered, trembling. Phoenix smiled and sat on the bed, turning Kageru's face to him. She continued crying. He caressed her face again. You have nothing to fear. I would never hurt you. He assured. Kageru closed her eyes. Minato-sama, you want to hurt him, Kageru cried, trying to get out of the genjutsu. Phoenix lay down above her. That will hurt me. Phoenix started K-her-en, pulling her kimono down. You just like Madara. I'll take that as praise. Phoenix said, untying Kageru's kimono. Madara too, he seduced Uzumaki Hime, he managed to win her trust, her love, he deceived our princess, but in the end, the only thing he wanted was her bee. Kageru said, while Phoenix continued K her body. She was trying to concentrate her chakra to release it all by once, but with Phoenix over her body it was really hard. He came here to K her, just like you're trying to do with Minato-sama. There are 3 big differences between Madara and me. Phoenix said. Kageru continued without being able to take her eyes out of Uchiha's. First, I really love you. Phoenix confessed. Kageru sweating a lot. Second, I had with you something Madara never had with Uzumaki, a child. Kageru started breathing deeply. And last but not the least, I will definitely get the Koryu bee. Kageru started screaming. Phoenix was also breathing deeply, completely sweated. You have also, you continued loving me, even after I got married. That's why, you always continued smiling and being fond to me. Kageru couldn't speak. Phoenix smiled, rubbing his face on hers. You know I'm a good boy. Phoenix said. Now, there is something I've always wanted to know, how could have Uzumaki born as girl? Aren't Kurogen's heirs all male? Kageru continued looking to him, breathing loudly. So, you also unknown why. Well, let's stop talking and enjoy ourselves a little bit more, before Hokage-sama gets here, shall we? Phoenix, Kageru whispered, and the man her, shinned by the orange colors of the sunset. The two joined their hands, interlacing their fingers. Minato-sama, Kageru thought to herself. I will protect you. It doesn't matter who will come for you, I will fulfill my promise. In Konoha, Minato was seeing the sunset while stamping more paperwork. I wonder why the Hokage has to receive a report about every single thing that happens in Konoha. Minato asked to himself. More than half of the medical corp report has no better way to be called but trash. Minato-san. Frigg the door. Minato looked to her and smiled. Thank you. Forbidden love goddess. Minato thought, but he noticed Frigg's expression. What? He asked. She ran to him, hugging the Hokage. Kageru-san. She was K and she is inside a huge castle, in the last floor, and there is man and he is doing bad things to her. Frigg spoke so quickly that she need to take a break in the end to get back her breath. Minato's eyes opened wide. He lowered his head and bound his hands. Anger took him. The castle is filled with traps. Do you know where they are? Minato asked. Yes, Frigg answered. Then come with me, he said, leaving the room. Whoever hurts Kageru is hurting me, as forward, I'll K him. The two left. Kageru, Minato thought. I'm coming. Hold on a little bit more. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.